Sony, Sony, Sony. Sony announced the brand new Xperia 1 Mark 6 and I'm not pre-ordering it. And here's the reason why. And it doesn't only have something to do with when I'm holding the phone that 1 Mark 5 I can show, but 1 Mark 6 I have issues to show. No, it is the device itself, because it's basically this here, the 1 Mark 5 in slightly worse and a different housing with a different display and a slightly improved camera sensor, not camera sensor, even camera lens for the telezoom. So basically what we will get is, instead of 21:9 aspect ratio on the 1 Mark 6, we get 19.5:9 aspect ratio, so the more traditional kind of smartphone aspect ratio. But all this paired with a downgrade in display somehow, because we only have Full HD here. Yes, on the 1 Mark 5 for most content it was also only showing Full HD, but we had the possibility to go to 4K. And for such a large display, I would imagine it makes sense to have at least 2K or Quad HD or something like this. But they decided for Full HD. At least we get very good battery life out of it, and LTPO refresh tech, which also helps and aids the battery life. Good things on one hand. On the other hand, the camera sensors are the same then on the 1 Mark 5. The only thing they did upgrade is the periscope telezoom, variable telezoom there of the 1 Mark 5. They updated it 85 to 170, I think, millimeters they can go now, which is quite interesting, but we know already that this one here was quite soft when going to the maximum zoom. I don't expect it to be much better there, especially in dim lit kind of situations where the main camera sensor of the Xperia Pro I that I'm recording here with, or even the one on the 1 Mark 5 are working fine, and the 1 Mark 6 will work fine because it's the same sensor there. They didn't upgrade, I think for the first time, they didn't really upgrade the sensors here. Yeah, okay, 1 Mark 2 to 1 Mark 3, they also didn't upgrade the sensors there. But I think in this case they missed a huge opportunity, because there was rumors going on that they will upgrade all the sensors to the new LIT or Litia sensors that would have like the little Litia with the T, which is like basically the successor of the Exmor T sensor. They didn't do it for some reason, and I don't understand why, because these are better sensors that Sony developed and they have in-house. Why they are not using it for their top flagship smartphone? For the IMX 888 I can understand, because this is a new sensor they put in there, and all the other ones, and basically the Litia lineup based upon the work they did there. But come on, we are the second generation of this one. Where is it? Why is it not in the Xperia 1 Mark 6? And then the last generation they could maybe put into those ultra wide angle and telezoom, or at least give us 48 megapixels there as well to work with, and this would even add the periscope zoom with croppabilities and such things and more details there. And of course a larger sensor, because 1/3 inch size sensor is pretty small for a periscope zoom, especially for 2024 where all the sensors are getting bigger there. I'm looking at the Oppo 1/1.5 inch size sensor, or the Honor the same size, or even now the brand new Xiaomi, the brand new Vivo X100 Ultra that has like this 1/1.4 inch size sensor, very large sensor, but at least give us 1/2 inch size sensor that the Nubia Z60 Ultra has. But no, they're sticking to this ancient kind of smallish kind of sensor that maybe it is necessary. They cannot put in a larger sensor for the variable aperture, a variable zoom. But come on, Sony, then just ditch this tech and use normal crop in just like everyone else is using, with a little bit of AI. But they try to shy away from AI, so the big AI jump that everyone was predicting for the 1 Mark 6, especially also in their photography, is still not there. In fact, they even downgraded the camera apps. At first I was already skeptical when they said, okay, they will unite all the camera apps back to one. Because remember, back in the day, we had only one camera app on the Xperia 1 and Xperia 1 Mark II, I think. Then they put the Photo Pro app next to the normal camera app. And then people were complaining we want to have the easy features as well. So they integrated an easy mode in the 1 Mark III for the Photo Pro app called Basic Mode. That was before not there because there was only the Photo Pro app on the 1 Mark II as far as I'm aware. Come on, Sony, now they're back putting everything together in a more traditional kind of camera app, but all the good features of the camera app are gone, like the possibility to use it with one hand. If I open up the camera app and I go to M mode, for example, all the possibility to use it with one hand and to click around and to change settings gone. First of all, because of the aspect ratio is one thing, but the other thing is just because they adapted this new UI. I'm not so sure if they're following the trend of everyone else's there, but the uniqueness of Sony is gone in one point. On the other hand, we are lacking features. So the easy UI to change certain things is not there anymore. We have to like retrain our brain if you were a past Xperia user, especially as the Photo Pro app is not there anymore. So you have to retrain your brain for the new Pro mode in the new Photo app, which just why? They were like upgrading the Photo Pro app so much so that they put in a basic mode with video capabilities. Why they could not just like leave this app and just put in maybe the Video Pro app features in here as well, instead of creating a completely new application that uses the UI of everyone else, but makes it confusing for Sony Xperia users, cutting features because there's no Pro Video feature anymore. So the Video Pro app that we have still here on the Xperia 1 Mark V is gone, not there anymore. So do we have still the functionalities that we love for the Video Pro app, like rack focusing, like the possibility to change our volume, that like I did on the Xperia Pro I, where I set the volume of my wireless mic? All those things are gone, and they're promising that will be coming with the next Android upgrade, because Sony is still following this super old kind of way. We only give you feature updates with a new Android upgrade. Everyone else like is doing basically feature upgrades. Google is doing this with their Pixel lineup, and yeah, Oppo, Vivo, Xiaomi, Honor, Huawei are doing this with their normal updates, their monthly updates. Maybe they skip like an update for 1 month, and then the next update has then also some photo or camera app improvements. Sony is not doing that. We have to wait until autumn or something like this for Android 15. Who is gonna buy the Xperia 1 Mark VI for future promised updates that bring it basically on the same level as the Xperia 1 Mark V was? Mind-blowing for me. Sony is finished basically with this move. They had something going with the 1 Mark V in the right direction, and it's just like so little for getting into perfection. So sensor updates, maybe leave out the variable zoom kind of thing if it's not working with this bigger sensors, only with the smallish kind of sensors. Try to use the crop in technology that you developed somehow for the main sensor. Why not for the other ones as well? Why not even like going a total crazy way, just use the Exmor T IMX888 sensor, not only for the main but also for the ultra wide and for the periscope zoom. Why not? Yes, it will take a little bit more space, but you made this a bit wider, you have more space on the 1 Mark VI. I'm disappointed, completely disappointed by this Xperia 1 Mark VI, and if Sony will send me one, I will gladly check it. If people donate for me to check it, I will check it, but I will not put my own money to buy the Xperia 1 Mark 6 just to check it out and be disappointed, because I know I will be disappointed, because it's the same camera sensors as here with a weaker software, a downgrade in terms of display somehow, and will be not an upgrade of the 1 Mark 5 in any way or form, in my opinion. And that said, I'm bashing Sony a bit, but it appears to be that the Vivo is not doing any better with the X100 Ultra. Everyone is praising it beyond belief. And all the marketing material shots, especially of this new 200 megapixel zoom camera, look very, very fantastic. It reminds me a little bit of this fantastic claims that Honor did for their 180 megapixel tele zoom lens. It's not so great. And the Vivo, yes, it is okay, but it's not so great either. If you take a look at the real shots of this 200 megapixel, especially this longer zoom range that people expect, it's not there really. A little bit more light intake maybe, but they have to really work it out, because we have lots of overexposure still there with this periscope telezoom. I think maybe the idea of going this route of 200 megapixel is not there yet. 200 megapixel telezoom cameras, maybe it's not the right way to go here, especially for the long zoom range kind of thing. I'm not so sure, but it doesn't look so promising right now with the first pictures that I saw. I know it's still a bit of time until they release it, and I know Vivo is like working very, very hard on it, and probably they will end up with something that is better than Honor did. But I'm a bit interested still in testing Vivo, but my interest is gradually going down, and is also going into the sea of disappointment that the Sony announcement created for me. We will see if I will test it out. What I have in-house is the Pura 70 Ultra, and if everything goes as what I'm thinking right now, this will be probably the last smartphone I will test this year in terms of cameras, because nothing else is coming there that is of any interest to me and does have any chance in beating the Vivo X100 Pro or the Oppo Find X7 Ultra that sit on the top of my camera ranking list right now. So that's it for this short little video, an update and a bit of a rant against Sony, but also slightly against Vivo, because I think even though Vivo is doing what's better than Sony there in this regard, I think the high expectations that we have for the X100 Ultra might be not fulfilled, especially if I don't see them really upgrading also their video performance. That is a bit lackluster on the X100 Pro already. And yeah, with the tele zoom lens not offering that what it shows in the promo material, it's also like a little bit like, why should I buy this if I have the X100 Pro already? I think the X100 Pro does basically the same as the X100 Ultra to date. Keep in mind, today is the announcement day for the Sony Xperia, so it's the Wednesday the 15th of May. That's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have some questions, comments, or feel free to discuss stuff with me down in the comment section. Until the next time, bye.